Well, there's the bag of micro-encapsulated trash bags that are kind of small. They are downwind from me now, so that I don't have my sinuses attacked by them. And now we come to the final gift, and this bag was one thing, and God, I sound like such an ingrate at times. It's a fairly expensive alpine blanket. It's like technically, I guess, double-sided. Gosh, I can barely. Let me take off my glasses to. Herein lies the problem. Fragrances again. You know, the same guy, the good Christian who's actually hiding his meth use, Rudy Escobar, whatever, the asshole that stole my entire backpack and actually came back to so I wouldn't. He was the only person that knew I had my medication in that backpack, which reminds me I need to take my medication out of that backpack and put it in my pocket so that nobody, really almost nobody here knows. As soon as I took it out and took one whiff, it smells very much like, yeah, you may have put some fabric softener on it because it's seen pretty good use. It's an excellent, but it's more like a lap blanket or what we call a half blanket, or I can use it, but I'm going to have to like let it air out. Actually, the stuff, Rudy may have sprayed that particular purple deodorant he liked to spray on his crotch and on his blue jeans when he's been out partying and drinking and stuff like that all night and hadn't slept and shit because he's had a little meth and stuff, and instead of bathing, and because he did have to go like to his sister's home where he's not really welcome most of the time because he said he goes from between being this like Jeremiah like prophet teacher to saying things in front of his sister like, excuse me here, I'm just repeating him. He says, fuck Jesus, and that'll get him kicked out of her house for a couple months while he lives in the back of some box van or, box truck or something. And the stuff that he put on the red blanket that I still have, and because I'm not sleeping on the ground or whatever, really didn't get dirty for a full 30 plus days. And it took more washings, and then actually last time Melissa washed my blankets, she brought them back like I wouldn't notice that they were just reeking of some kind of fabric softener. Now, this isn't exactly reeking, but that's the point I'm trying to make here, is that the stuff that Rudy used on my red blanket, which is a really nice textured, expensive blanket, that stuff persisted. And if I put it up close to actually I began to develop a cough, and my sinuses were constantly clogging up right after he did that. And if I put the blanket over my head at night to keep the wind off me, this was back in March when it was still warm, but the wind chill in that particular spot was, and the wind will keep your ass, it would act as an eye irritant. It's one of the reasons I didn't buy Tide Pods the other day. They said there's an eye irritant in there. What's the name of that famous no fragrance having? We used to use it to wash fine silk and wool and stuff like that, and delicates. I think it starts with an L. It used to come in the white with the blue stripes, and then in the end, I noticed one day I had bought some to look at it, and boom, instant eye irritation, because I frequently do hand washes on stuff. And so just another warning to everybody who's like friendly to me: no fragrances. Don't put any fabric softener on it. I don't care if it's a little rough or something. And try to, put it on power wash, rinse it out. Please, if I start getting, honestly, if I start getting any eye irritation or sinus irritation from this blanket, I'm don't really want to do the test, which is just wrap it over my head for a little bit. And I'll begin to notice the sinus congestion in the nasal, it'll start. I just don't want to do the test because the test injures me. Just like putting drops in a bunny rabbit's eyes. I'm feeling too good today to be doing it. And swear to God, because the persistence of what Rudy put on there, and this being smelling, this is not a strong fragrance on this. But the stuff Rudy had was definitely irritates all mucous membranes, and was still irritating me after 30 full days of, more than that, of full exposure to wind, sun, even occasional rain. Wasn't breaking it down. Extremely persistent. That's would indicate there's a potentiator in there, and it's actually the potentiator that's causing me, going to give me problems. They use potentiators, these molecules, in perfumes and in pesticides to make them disperse, penetrate, and persist. They're not good. They're one of the leading causes of lung disease in this country, outside of the ozone buildup in your airtight, energy efficient homes. Please be careful about, actually, if you were here, I would have sniffed it and probably rejected it. Don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it right now because I don't want to use myself as a test animal. So it's going back in the bag, and I'll probably put the bag over there's a very clean dumpster nearby where I store things. There's only one clean dumpster around here because they don't handle any kind of organic material that's outside of its container. And so it's clean. And I have a little storage space in there. It's none of your business where it's at, but please, everybody, watch the fragrances. You can see what happened to, I don't know how much, that was at least a dozen that I had to use the paper towels that you gave me to handle them, to get them in one of those bags. And those are not drawstring bags. I don't know how the hell you tie them up. I barely get a little bit of the string out just to kind of do a half-ass. Have no idea where, I'm sorry. If I don't tell you that the products that you're giving me harm me, how else would you know? So, simple as that.